brand and the ideas that they'll be soliciting. So in lieu of actual bios, I am just going to go into, we have to my left to right, we've got Mayra, we have Rullán, and we have Isabel. And each have been doing transformational work around Puerto Rico and with women across the United States as well. To kick off the conversation, I'm going to ask them who they learned from. And if you could each give an example of one Twitter feed or Instagram person or even TikToker for the kids out there, for Cordel's daughter, who we should be following. A big theme, if you heard from Cordell last night, is about togetherness. And we go further for a longer period of time together. I think for a really long time, together meant a very certain subset of people around the table. And that is starting to widen and to diversify. And together looks a lot different in 2022 than it might have looked in 2005, in 1990, and whenever that first accolade of the Go Further Together started. So who's part of that together? Who should we be following from? Mayra.
Awesome, thank you, Hanne. My specialty is entrepreneurship, so the women that I tend to follow are entrepreneurs. Women that I love, that I admire, it's Sarah Blakely. She's absolutely awesome. If you're not following her, you should be following her, even if you're not an entrepreneur, because this woman not only become the youngest woman to be in Forbes billionaire list, but also she's genuinely in everything that she presents on Instagram, Twitter, so you can actually learn the truth of everything. So I really admire how she connects her family, her success, her employees, her company, all her stories in one amazing story in Instagram, which is my favorite place to follow her, but you can follow her everywhere.
Great. One for Sarah Blakely. One.
Good morning, everyone. Buen día. Yeah, let's do that again. Buen día. Buen día.
Buen día.
All right. Good morning. I'm Maylian. I'm so thrilled to be here with you. This is a fun question to start the morning off with, and I will say that of the folks that I tend to follow and love, they might be those folks that kind of live by the tagline, real G's move in silence. So I love that y'all are awake this morning and listening. This is great. And even for those of you who are on Eastern time, I'm very proud of you. Because you're an hour behind, maybe your body's feeling like it's 9:38 in Puerto Rico.
I'm from Denver.
Oh, so you feel like it's 3 hours behind. And anybody from LA is definitely still perhaps asleep. So bravo and kudos to all of you. I would say if I had to pick one person, it would be Melody Hobson. She's in the finance world. I see many heads nodding, so folks know who she is. But she, to me, is the epitome of grace, sophistication, intelligence, moving in boardrooms, spaces, and places, and really being a real G who moves in silence in many ways, although she's become louder and more accessible and influential on social networks, primarily LinkedIn. She does Instagram, but I really respect how she combines family, leadership, and also driving and creating legacy.
Thank you so much.
Well, I also had Sarah Blakely, but I also follow Mel Robbins. She's a lawyer, did a bit of a career change, has a podcast now. And I also follow Adam Grant. It's just a lot of positive quotes, starting the day in a good mood, always good. So I like to follow those kinds of feeds that remain positive and you start the day with a good kick. Yeah.
I love that. So next year we get Sarah Blakely also on this panel. It's just a request, but these are some fantastic women to be following. I will add Sloan Ortel. She does some really interesting work in thinking through finances, especially as